so this is AI Essentials, and we are going to have 3 hours on this training today. So I hope you are prepared. I hope nobody will get hungry before we finish. All right. So I would like you to put in the chat. Let us know where you are joining from. My understanding is that we have some people joining from outside the US, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and all over the place. So kindly put in the chat. Let's know where you are joining from. Okay, we have Toronto. Okay, Atlanta. Okay, Lee Summit. Okay, I'm not sure where that is. It sounds like somewhere in US. Kansas, Oklahoma, New York. Great. So we have a mix of time zones. Great. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Thank you so much. Please, okay, we are going to have today, what the plan is that you are going to take away a prompt, a series of prompts that you can use personally in your personal work or your personal life or professional life. You are going to be able to if you brought a task that you want to complete with AI personally, because I understand that people learn better when they learn with a particular problem they want to solve. So if you came with a particular problem you want to solve today, that would be great. If you didn't come with any, we'll have some for you that you can use to practice. So you are going to be able to, do something with AI today if you have never done it before. I know some people already are using AI in some capacity. This is how today will go. We are going to have 4 moves. We are going to have a break. You're going to pick your task in a moment, and then you are going to, we are going to go through what AI can do today. We are going to cover a wide breadth of what it can do. We will not be able to go deeper, in each of the categories of AI capabilities, but we'll open your people's eyes to things that they may not even have thought about that AI can do, and then you can now determine how that applies to your situation. We are going to sound a note of warning here on the privacy concern when using AI. We are going to also look at prompting, and next we'll practice. This is going to be small groups. We'll put people in breakout rooms. Hopefully, we make the best use of this portion. Then we are going to talk about how to handle hallucination when things go wrong with AI, how to detect so that you don't just confidently put out something that doesn't exist. All right, and then we're going to close. So we are going to share a poll right about now. You will tell us where you are with AI today. So you can go ahead and vote. This is going to help us to know how to customize things today. Okay. Okay, we have at least 4 people using it most days. That tells us that I hope that when we go into breakout session, at least those of us who have been using it more frequently will be able to help those that have never used it or that have tried it just once. So that is the goal of today. It's very beginner friendly. We start from the basics. So if you are advanced a little bit, more advanced, please bear with us. We need to carry everybody along. But rest assured, you are going to also go away from here with something very, very impactful, valuable. Thank you so much. I'm going to end the poll now. So this is very clear.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead, please.
Please, since you are doing it on behalf of the church, won't it be ordered to start with a short prayer? I asked you that at the beginning.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm just excited to start talking. All right, let us start with prayer. Mr. Bonaya, can you pray for us, sir?
Sure, let us pray. Our Father, in Jesus' name, we are thanking you for the privilege that we have, Lord, to always be in your presence. And so this morning or afternoon, depending on where people are, Father, we thank you that you are with us. Thank you for this gathering of your people. And wherever we may be joining from, we pray, Lord God, that your grace will be upon each and every one of us. Thank you for those who are providing this training. Lord, thank you for the wisdom you have and knowledge that you have given to them, oh God. And we pray that as they open up to share with the rest of us, that you will give them the words that they need to be able to speak so that the rest of us can begin to understand this new area of knowledge. We'll give you glory, honor, and praise in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Thank you so much, sir.
Amen. Thank you, Brother Sam.
Thank
All
you, Sister
right.
Ngozi.
The poll has been shared in the result of the poll has been shared in the charts if you want to see for yourself. So let's get moving. So last year when we had this training, it was paid, by the way. We had it, it wasn't free last year, but we decided to make it free this year so that more people can have the opportunity to join. So these are some of the reviews from last year. We have Arnold says all of them were very interesting and mind-blowing. His key takeaway was notebook LM. We are going to touch on that today as well. Someone said it was eye-opening and insightful. Another person said great training for a beginner that feels intimidated by the idea of AI. So I believe by the end of today, you are going to have a very impressive experience. All right. So you are going to pick a task that you want to use for all the examples that we have today. So your task will be email you want to draft, a long document you have to get through. If you have a long document, sometimes somebody said if most of us don't necessarily read policy statements, when we are signing up for something online, they just ask you to check the box that you understand the policy. And then you check the box without even reading. You don't know what you are signing up for. So if you have such long documents, insurance documents, whatever it is, and you just want to get through it, you can bring that as well. A list of or a schedule you want to build, notes that you need to turn into something usable. If you don't have any, we have some for you. And these are some of the tasks that we brought. Writing and communicating. You want to write a thank you note to volunteers that give up a Saturday for an event that you held. You want to share an announcement, a free health screening day. You want to turn down a commitment without damaging anything. So these are different categories of tasks that we brought that you may want to. You can take a screenshot of this and you can take a photo of it so that when you want to pick, you know what you are picking. Detailed version of this is going to be provided when we are going for breakout rooms. Now, The first thing is you should have open with you right now, ChatGPT. If you want to use Gemini, open Gemini. If you are not sure how to find it, I'm going to stop sharing now and share my.
Are you recorded?
We are streaming to YouTube, so we can always give you a link to that after the training. Okay, wait. So if you want to, in case, what permission is this? Can you still see my screen? My Chrome screen?
No, we can see your screen.
Okay. I don't know what Zoom is doing. How about now?
Not yet. Okay, yeah, we can see it.
Okay. So in case you are wondering how to find ChatGPT, you can just go to chatgpt.com or you can just Google ChatGPT. You are going to be able to find it. If you don't have an account before, it's going to ask you to sign in to be able to use. If you want to use Gemini, you go to gemini.google.com. You can also use Copilot today. Copilot, you can just Google it, Microsoft Copilot. That's the first on the list. You click on it, it's going to bring you there. So just pick any one of your choice. And then what I want you to do is whatever task that you are trying to, whatever task that you have picked to do, I want you to ask it that question. So for example, you want to write a thank you note to 12 volunteers that gave up a Saturday for an event that you had. Ask ChatGPT to draft the thank you note for you. So this is just a way for us to kickstart. When we have gone through the prompting section, we are going to come back to this task, and then you are going to use a framework that we are going to teach today to rewrite, to re-ask ChatGPT the same question. So we want you to use whatever framework you know right now, however you usually ask it. You can open your phone, you can use your laptop, just do something. I'm waiting for you to post in the chat that you are done so that we can move on. And throughout of today, if you have any question, you can put it in the chat. Someone is going to attend to it. Let me even see what we have here. Let's see what we have here. So while you are doing that, I'm going to introduce to you a few people that are joining me to facilitate today. I have people from Nigeria joining me to my team, from Nigeria joining me to facilitate. They are going to be joining us in the breakout session to help people that need help. So I have Isaac. Isaac, can you say hi to the house?
Hi. Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, they can hear you. Right.
Hi.
So this is Isaac. Isaac is an engineer, a software engineer, and he's a member of my team. I also have, I'm not sure if he's here, Daniel. Daniel, are you here? Okay, maybe not yet. He is also a member of my team. He has joined to help us to facilitate today. And of course, many of you already know Sister Olivia. She is also going to take a session today. So I don't need to introduce her. She'll introduce herself. All right. So are we ready? Where are we right now? Dawn. Okay. I see 4 Dawn in the, yes. Okay. I want to assume that most of us are done. So we'll move on. I'm going to hand over to Sister Olivia right now to take us through the next few slides. She's going to start from what AI can do. She's going to introduce AI to us. Take it over, please, Sister Olivia.
Hello, good morning, everyone. From my end, good afternoon. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes, very well.
All right,
We
so
can hear you.
I have been introduced, Olivia Jonah, and by the special grace of God, Brother Moses and I have been working since last year to get our people, when I say our people, mostly Christians, get them on board the AI train. So that's what we're continuing, and we're gonna try. We know that most of the people here are joining for the first time, so we are not necessarily taking from where we stopped last. We are gonna start fresh for you, and I hope all of you can see my screen. So I am talking on this point, as he has said. Let me make it bigger. Okay. You can stop me at any time if you have a question or you're losing connection. That means you're not hearing. So what AI can do? First of all, how many people know what AI is? What's the AI? AI, this AI, some people are even calling it IA. People think it's the devil. People think it's a demon. Put in the chat, what does AI mean?
Artificial intelligence.
Okay, yes, artificial intelligence. And I want us to key on that word. When something is artificial, what does it mean? Artificial.
Man-made.
Yes, man-made. So if something is man-made, human beings should not be afraid of what they've made, okay? You know, the way I understand things, I want to know how it starts. I want to know the reason behind it before I know how it works. So bear with me. That's what I'm trying to do. And can any of you tell me when was the first time AI was mentioned? There is this thing that every year they take into cognizance the new words that have been added into Merriam-Webster dictionary. Can anybody tell me on the chat, or you can just shout it out? When do you think the first time AI was mentioned in Merriam-Webster dictionary? You can Google if you want. Anyway, anybody, any takers? Okay. I'm sure you are thinking, hell no, it's not 2010, it was 1955. So we have been on this thing for so long, and you have been using AI even without knowing it. I'm sure Brother Moses will tell you. You will see some of the things, if you remember when you were using your phone, you had autocorrect, you went to predictive text, all of those things were AI in the making. So the capabilities, AI can do a lot of things. You have seen just now what brother was telling you about writing a thank you letter. So just look at AI as your assistant in the office that has read all the encyclopedia, all the books in the world. And when you need something, you just ask and it will give you correctly there and then. And also for the donkey walk, like those things we do repetitively without using our brains, you know, some of the things we are so used to in the office, just do. You can ask AI to be doing them for you, and you use your brain now to do higher things, to be thinking of higher things. So do not be afraid of AI. It is just a tool. It is something that's here to help us to be smarter, to work more efficiently, and to be smarter. So don't be afraid that AI is coming to take your job. There's a saying that be afraid of the people that know how to use it. And that is our drive for the body of Christ. We want everybody in the body of Christ to be really updated on this. So I have mentioned this in my earlier comment just now. And some of the examples are here. Let me try to get rid of this screen. I hope you're seeing my my screen well. And how many of you have used spam folder before? So why do we have spam folder? Mostly our emails like Gmail, Yahoo, they have something called spam folder. And what goes into your spam folder are all of those things that scammers send to you, things that should not come. They are junk mails or emails. So your system has been built to decide what goes into that folder. That was AI working. I said just about autocorrect. If you are typing and you make a mistake, you will see suggestions come up on the right words to use. Maps rerouting. Those of us who are using navigation when we drive, GPS, Garmin or SatNav, Google Maps, iPhone, and all of those things. When you miss your turning, it reroutes you. It's not a human being who is sitting inside. It's a program that has been done, that is working. And on your Netflix or on your YouTube, you see as you start, let's say I'm watching a channel about Olivia, then everything about Olivia starts coming up. Do you want to watch this? That was AI recommendation. And fraud, your bank, this is all what they use. Okay, I said if you have questions, you can stop me at any time. Let's move on. So, from writing every rule to learning patterns to generate. You have heard the words LLM or the letters LLM use. It stands for large language model. Large language model. This is trained to find patterns in enormous amounts of language. So mostly what AI does, it learns the patterns. All from 1955 up to now, it has been learning how human beings, how we speak, all of those things, what we say, what we do, our tone, our intuition, all of those things, it has learned them. And at this stage, it's ready to execute them. Then we come to what we now have, the GPT. The G, the P, and the T, they stand for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. G is for generative, P is for pre-trained, and T is for transformer. It's a kind of the LLM. Remember I told you just now that the LLM learns patterns. So it was designed to generate new content. And just think of it as a super autocorrect that you have, or autocomplete in this case. It will read your prompt, it will predict what you're going to write, and it will repeat until the answer is finished. So this is what AI does in a broader sense. So everything you will be learning today will be sitting on these 4 boxes: rule-based, a human writes every rule, if, then, that. That is how human beings write. AI has learned it. Then we went on to machine learning. It learns patterns from examples rather than being told them. Like if you are shopping on Amazon, you see now Amazon will be sending you things similar to your previous purchase. Or if you go to Netflix, you are listening to something, or you go to YouTube. So this is it. And then we move on to deep learning. There are many layers, and also there are far more complex patterns. And then we have the generative AI. It produces new text, images, audio, and code. Last year when we were doing this training, ChatGPT was not good at producing images. But today as we speak, a lot of people are making flyers. You don't need to go through somebody, a graphic designer, to do flyer for you anymore. If you know what to tell ChatGPT, it will design a beautiful flyer for you. So those are some of the things the middleman AI is cutting away. It's not taking their job, but it is giving you an autonomy. Just imagine if you want to do a flyer for your party, you have to wait on somebody, the person will do all their shenanigans, and you wait and they come back and say, no, make this color blue, make this color black. But now you can sit down and just do it in seconds. So it's a wonderful tool, as you will hear from me all the time. And how it produces an answer. So this is saying under the hood. Okay, well, we'll say it behind the scene so that we're used to it. Yes?
Can I ask you, can you develop a website?
Yes, it does. It can develop a
Thank
website.
you.
There is a form of AI called Codex. I don't know if we will get onto that today, but yes, AI can develop a website, but it cannot host the website. You will still need your URL and a hosting platform, but it can create a website for you. I create websites, and I know in the previous years, like 2 or 3 years ago, how much time and the level of effort I had to put to build a website. Now, in matter of seconds, if you have the correct promptings, AI can do a beautiful website for you. So what happens at the back? How AI produces an answer for you. It was built by reading an enormous amount of existing writing. As I said, just picture it as somebody sitting by you who has read all the encyclopedia in the world, all the books in the world. And in the process, it learned the patterns of language. You know, even in our local dialect, AI can translate accurately. You can even have conversation with AI in your local dialect. I am from Sierra Leone, and I sometimes use AI to translate Creole parables and idioms, and it does it so well. And as I was saying about learning language and patterns, you know, which words tend to flow which in what order and which what tone. Okay, coming as an immigrant coming to America from Sierra Leone, Sierra Leone is built on the British system. I now realize that the English we speak in America is far different. So in the office, it was always an issue. I was going back and forth from British English to American English so that I'll be understood. Then now I will just put what I want to say inside AI, and AI will do it for me without stressing. Then I'll know I'm communicating well to the people that need to hear me. So AI is not thinking the way you think. Learn that it is predicting. A person is not behind it typing. AI has no soul. It has no emotional intelligence. It's just learning from patterns. If you are here and you've done math in school, if you did something called permutation and combination, maybe you understand. When things, those of us who are engineers here, you know how we do permutation and combination at the back, or maybe you have an idea of probability. This is what it does. It's just guessing behind the scenes. And it is not understanding what it says. So don't go fighting with AI. Oh, why did he say this to me? No, it doesn't know. It doesn't have soul. It's just a machine. What a good answer probably look like. It's all working on probability. And then AI is not checking whether it is right. This is a big thing. Though we still need human beings. AI, if you open your ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever, you will see a disclaimer somewhere that this AI makes mistake. This is ChatGPT, it makes mistake, because we still need the human beings to confirm what has been written. And you can't rely on AI to give you the accurate news or accurate weather information, because it's just patterns. It's not going back. It might be correct, but you have to make sure that what AI is telling you is not the ultimate. You have to know what you're looking for, and then you have to confirm or approve it before you can move on with it. Listen, it works with patterns. AI is not aware of where its knowledge stops. If you have been using AI, you know that it's always giving you suggestion. Can we do it this way? Can we do it this way? Can we do it this way? And no two answers, because it's learning from patterns, permutation, combination, probability, and all of that. No two answers from AI is the same. So you must know that. So I'm saying all of this to let you know that you are still in charge. So AI, just guess, to put it bluntly, just guess. So any questions at this point? It is good at doing summary. It can summarize, like if you are working with all of these documents, you have to sit down, read them, understand them. You can upload the document into any of the AI tools. You tell it, I'm looking for this specific information from this document. Kindly get it for me. So it's a wonderful tool, I keep saying. Any questions at this moment? Okay. There are two modes that we want to bring to you right now. It can also read, know which one you are getting. One from memory, you ask, it answers. One from a source. It's also beautiful to do research. You know, I think Perplexity and Claude and Manus, They are very good. You will hear us talking about a lot of AI tools because the world is littered with them now, and every one of them have their strengths and their weaknesses. And please don't put yourself under the pressure that you have to use all of them. The one that you warm up to, keep using that. Some of you, maybe it's the first one. Others of you, maybe you find out later that I'm warm up to this one. I can work with it well. Keep using it. Okay. Like for me, I'm not warm up to Claude. I don't know. Claude is not just working for me, but I'm warm up to ChatGPT. I'm Gemini. I can. But my go-to is Copilot. It's like my friend in the office. You know, Copilot is just a nice tool. What we mean by AI work from memory, you ask, it answers. Nothing but your question to go on. No links, no citation, instant reply, predicting as we've described on the last slide. And there is something called hallucination. Because AI doesn't want to tell you, I don't know, it will find an answer for you. And most times it's lying. Because it doesn't want to come to you and say, and it's also just looking at patterns, just finding things behind the scene. So that's why you have to be on top of things. And then if you are getting AI from a source, you're doing research, these are the things it searches, or you hand it as a document. Maybe you paste or you attach your file. Let me check the chat. I see something coming in quickly. Okay, because of time, yes, this thing is recorded on YouTube. You will see it, and Brother Moses is gonna expound on what I'm saying, so you will get to know the tools. It reads the text and answers out of question. Brother Moses will do a demonstration on Notebook LM for our students. You upload your notes into Notebook LM, and it will tell you all what it's about. And you can even upload a YouTube video link to Notebook LM. It will summarize it for you, tells you what it's about. And even now, if you are very observant, you will notice that Google has incorporated AI into every email. When you have an email now, you will see at the top of when you open your email, it's summarized already, telling you this person sent you an email. If it's an email thread, it will be telling you all what has been happening. And then it will ask you, do you want me to reply to this for you? So it has been incorporated into everything we are using now, so we can't run away from it. We only have to master it. If it matters, give it the source rather than asking it to remember. AI doesn't have memory, so don't depend on AI's memory. It's going to mess you up. So always make sure you're on top of it and you give it what to do. And today, what you'll be hearing all day from us will be prompting. Prompting means what you type. You see that chat box that you have, what you type into it. That is what it's called, prompting. If you give AI a bad prompting, you will get a bad response. Just the same like over the years when computer came in, we had this phrase, garbage in, garbage out. That's the same thing with prompting. And in my line of work as a project, in project management, we do something that's called user story, which is so similar to prompting. If you're doing software development, you know what user story is. You have to tell the developer what they should do exactly. There is no room for guessing or no room to, oh, this person should know that when I say I want a mug, I mean a white mug. The person can go and do a black mug for you. So this is what AI does. You have to tell it exactly what it wants. Then it has model. Model is the engine behind the chat window. And these are ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Copilot, and others. Then you have the context, everything it can currently see, what you have told it in this conversation. That means in the conversation that you're in, plus anything you pasted, if it forgets when the chat ends. So the biggie is hallucination. I told you this is why it's for in layman's term is lying. AI will just tell you things and make up stuff. When it states something false with complete confidence, and it has the confidence because it's just patterns, it is predicting possible text. It's prediction. So it might be saying this might be what you want. And it's wrong this time. That is hallucination. It has predicted, but this time it is wrong. It will not sound any different from when it is right. It's not going to tell you, I don't know this, so maybe it's going to give you the confidence. So You have to be on top of it. And this is a sentence that we want you to know. A fast, confident, well-read assistant who has never seen your situation and will never tell you it doesn't know. That is hallucination. So fast, seconds rather than hour, which is most of why it is worth using. It's very fast. For those of you who have been using it, you will know that. And it is well read. I've said this before, like you have an assistant who has read all what you want. And it never say it doesn't know. That is what we should be looking at carefully. So now let's move on to the 4 families of things it can do. Texting. It writes, it rewrites, it summarizes, it explains, it translates. And this is what we're going to do today, right? Visuals and audio. As I said, last year when we were doing this training, ChatGPT exactly was not too good with images and visual. But today, it's on top of things. And if we have time, or maybe in successive sessions, we will demonstrate how you can use AI to even do a video. You can use AI to write songs for you, and you will tell it to sing the songs using people you can describe from whatever demography you want. You can do code and structure, and you can build your agents, tools that chain the above and act without you watching. That's what an agent is. You know, you will, there's this portion in any of the tools, ChatGPT or whatever machine you're using, you tell it that, okay, I am into book publishing. And if I want to build an agent, I will tell it that you are going to act as a proofreader. I will upload this manuscript and proofread it like a human. That is the prompt. What I've just said is a prompt. So I have built that agent, and whenever I have manuscript, I give it to it and it will read. But as we know, AI lies, it hallucinates, so you wouldn't depend on it. You don't depend on what it says. I'm just giving an example. If I want to do that, and it will tell it, well, I'm using American English, look for all of the anomalies in this document, it will do that. But you are still missing the human part, the human connection. So you will still need a human being to read that document. In fact, AI will tell you that I have done this work, get a human being to read it. So humans, you are not going to be displaced, sorry. You're not going to be displaced. We still need you. You are indispensable. We still need, it's going to be man versus machine. When I started, I asked what is artificial, and you told me it's man-made. So anything man makes, man has to be in control of it. Okay. Moving on. Any questions? Any questions?
Yeah, I do have a question here.
Uh-huh.
So if you submit, let's say, your project or your manuscript to AI, and you want to keep your copyrights, is AI able to protect that for you so that other people will not have access to what you have given him, because they do store some of your information?
You will have to go an extra mile to put things in place so that it doesn't give it away. Most companies are customizing these GPTs for the use of their companies, and they are putting all of these securities in place. But if you go to the one that is public, like you just go to any ChatGPT, there is no assurance that they can't use your data. And in one of the slides, I think a mention is going to be made about whatever you put out there, you don't have control over it anymore. So even though AI does good job, there is one AI that if I want to travel now, I can just put my details and it will find cheap flights, cheap hotels and everything for me. But what I've just done, I have just exposed all my information to the world. So it's not an easy no or yes answer, but mostly it's something that you have to be deliberate to do, to tell it and to put. Maybe you will have to have a paid version so that you can do that. Yes, Uncle Sam. Hope I've answered your question correctly. The person who asked, Uncle Sam, your hand is up.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
I
Thank you,
think your last comment kind of hit on something I want to make sure you mention, which is anything that you're using as free, you're putting stuff in the public space. And so it could be compromised. But if you're looking for security, then you want to go to the paid portion where now they have an obligation because you're a paid customer to protect certain things. The other point I wanted to make, just to clarify, is that the question kind of mixes two separate things. One is, how do I keep my stuff secret from public? The other, when you talk about the having preserving your right to document, that's more a legal question. If I pick up your stuff on the street, it doesn't become mine; it's still yours. So that's more a legal thing that you're talking about. But if you're talking about how do I keep it from being public in the public space, I'm glad Sister Olivia touched on the fact that you may want to use the paid apps.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate. And I don't have all the answers. So if somebody asks a question, you have more, informative something about it, you can raise your hands as Uncle Sam has done. Yes, Dr. Kimako, please.
Yeah, thank you, Olivia. Just a quick question. There's one comment you said about when you do a search or whatever you ask the AI to do for you, after you finish the task, you say that it forgets. But the question is now, but you also said if I do my personal search where I want to travel, everything is exposed in the world. So the question is, how much? I mean, when I give a task, that forgetting does that I'm assuming if it forgets, then it shouldn't be exposed outside beyond my use and delete it. So does it? And then the machine learning. I mean, if it forgets, then learning those patterns, there must be some kind of memory, or how do you bring these two ideas together? In terms of you asked it to forget. I mean, when you leave your search, it forgets, but then it's also supposed to learn your patterns and all that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that question. It's wonderful.
Sorry, before you answer that question, Sister Olivia, because of our time, I think that some of these questions we will, touch on them in the course of the training. So, but if we keep going back and forth like this, we will not reach where we are going. So I would advise that whatever question that anybody has, we should either put it in the chat box or just note it down so that at the end of everything, if those questions have not been touched, then you can go ahead and ask them. So go ahead and answer this question.
Thank you very much. But Andrew, when I mean that it forgets, it doesn't mean that your data is lost. If you are talking to AI now, you stop, maybe you close that window, you come back, it will not, like a human being, we know that we stopped here and we should continue from here. You have to remind it, or you try make a way to let it come back. But that doesn't mean, forgetting doesn't mean that your data has been lost. The data is still there. Anything you do online, anything, picture, text, did that, Facebook, that print is there forever and ever. By saying AI forgets, as I've said just now, it's just that it won't work like a human being to pick up from where you left last. It can do that if you have created a mode, an agent, or you have the paid version, you have gone to higher levels. But like if you're using Copilot now, you close that window, you come back and you start typing from where you left up, you will find out that it has no clue of what you're talking. That's what I mean. Okay, and moving on. Brother Alan, is it something different?
No, just a clarification, because in some advice that they give on AI, when you're doing personal prompts, you need to delete everything after. And that is a bit helpful because it cannot learn from that model or from that question of prompts that you gave it before. So I just wanted to clarify that.
Yes, thank you for that. But know that your data is somewhere and somebody can still access it. Anything you do online can be accessed by anybody. So just know that when you're going online, you're going at your own risk. There are tools that we can compare here, and ChatGPT, Google, Claude, and Copilot. You know, Google has Gemini, that's why it's called Google Gemini, and Microsoft has Copilot, so that's why it's called Microsoft Copilot. So ChatGPT, brother Moses has shown us how to open all of them. I don't know if we still have to go through this slide, but for the default general writing, explaining, brainstorming, and it makes images in the same window. The honest catch, the free tier limits how much of the best model you can each get. Then for Gemini, this is in Gmail, document, Google Documents, and Sheet. It's already there. If you are paying attention, if you're observant, you will see all of these have been included in your Google space, your Google Workspace, and you can see your own files. And like last week, I used ChatGPT Codex to go into my downloaded folder, because for me, all my stuff I work with, I just put them on download. Some people put it on their desktop. So my download folder was so messy. It was not organized. I asked ChatGPT Codex, that's the higher tier of ChatGPT, and it went into my download folder and it organized all my files into different folders and all of that. It's so beautiful. So Claude works well with long documents, careful writing, and anything where the tone has to be right. Claude is very good with that, writing your college papers and things like that. But it's not good at image generation. Copilot, most employers are now asking you to use Copilot. It sits inside Word, Excel, and Outlook, anything that Microsoft owns. And it depends heavily on which license you have. Sorry if we are not able to answer all your questions. So there are limitations where it struggles. And current fact from memory, anything recent or local, it can go and search, but it may not always search unless you ask. Then your specifics, your budget, your people, your policy, your deadline, it knows none of it. It has like no memory. You know, I hope we have cleared that with Dr. Andrew's question. By saying memory, like a human being will know where you left off and then you can continue for that. But this thing doesn't know anything. It's just picking information at the back. Then arithmetic at scale, it's a language engine rather than a calculator. Long sum may drift, and the edges of its own knowledge, it has no sense of where its knowledge stops. So it keeps answering, it keeps going, it has no knowledge. So you have to be cautious about that. And this last one caused the most trouble. It will never answer a question it has no business. Sorry, not it will never. It will answer a question it has no business answering in the same confident voice it uses when it's right. We have mentioned that about hallucination. So you have to know that. And then the red lines. Before anybody types anything real, we must establish clear boundaries. Public AI tools are built on data absorption. And I've told us that anything we type in, any information we give, it becomes a data. And whenever your data is online, you have no control of it. So know what you type. So this is a warning. Whatever you put into the public AI tool cannot be taken back out of it. Like when you post your pictures on Facebook, you think that, oh, I've gone in to delete it. It's not deleted. It's somewhere. Somewhere. Anything you put online is somewhere. It can be accessed. Like people have had bad stuff on their laptops. They delete it and all of that. When they turn in the laptop, maybe they finish that project or they're leaving the job, people can still see all of those pictures. Just imagine on the laptop, how much more something that's on the cloud. So you have to protect sensitive. Don't just dive in and start, oh, AI is here, AI. Be careful what you put there. Okay. And these are the rule. These are the rule. Oh, sorry, this is the rule. If it identifies a real person and it is not yours to publish, it does not go into a public AI tool. This covers patient details, giving records, counseling conversations, password, client files, anything under NDA, employee records, student records. In healthcare, this is in the HIPPA line. For those in America who know what HIPPA is the protection, patients protection something, the act to protect patients' information. And a free AI tool sits outside of it. So they have done well. America has tried to put a regulation that patient details, a free AI tool cannot see it, no matter what you do. So if you are on a staff anywhere, your employer's data policy still applies today. As I mentioned just now that employers are buying these agents and customizing it for their use. So they are putting all of these security measures in place. So don't be afraid that your patient information will be out there. So there is a workaround. If you have a problem, describe the shape of the problem, not the person. Do not write. Now we are teaching you prompting. Do not write. Write a letter to, sorry, if anybody's here, call Mrs. Adeyemi. This is just arbitrary. We're not talking about you. To Mrs. Adeyemi at this address about her son, Daniel, missing 3 sessions of after school program. That hands over a name and address. So you see what is wrong with this type of information? You give out a name and address, a child, a medical event, and a family circumstance, none of which are yours to publish. So the right thing you should say, the right prompting you should say write a warm, non-judgmental letter to a parent whose child has missed several sessions of a community program where there has been illness in the family. Keep it short and leave the door open. Remember, they say AI don't know where to stop, so you tell it, keep it short. So this same letter comes back. You will now fill in the person's name, and that will become your document saved in your Google email. So this version costs you nothing. This second one of 3, the answer is the same quality either way. So we still need humans. I keep stressing this point. And I think this will be my final slide. We see how AI is thinking. The standard LLM, anybody remember what LLM means? Large language model versus the reasoning models. So look at it here. We have a fast, intuitive reflex, predicts the next word. Slow, deliberate, logical, calculate, multi-steps logic. So these are just a few comparisons on how these things work. And I think I'm going to stop here and hand it over to Brother Moses. Ask your questions, or we'll leave our numbers in the chat if you will want to. Thank you, Brother Uncle Sam, for putting what HIPP means. It's insurance portability. So yes, Brother Moses, over to you. Let me stop sharing. Somebody said in the chat.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Welcome. Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, great. A round of applause for Sister Olivia, everybody, please.
Thank
Just
you.
clap,
Thank
clap,
you.
clap, clap,
Thank
clap.
you.
We can see your clapping. Even though we can't, your camera is off. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for clapping. Right. So HIPAA is related to health, HPI, right? Health, say personal information or something. So if you are in that industry, you know what that means. Every industry also have their own privacy policies. So take note of the privacy policy of whatever industry you're working and your workplace. I'm going to sorry. I'm going to make some comments on some of the questions that have been asked. And I'm going to show you some things, but just to lighten up our mood a little bit, I'm going to share a short video I want us to watch. And then as you're watching, I want you to tell me what's wrong with this video. Oh, let me be sure I'm sharing my audio. Share sound, okay. Good.
You have the authority to do.
Can you hear it?
Yes.
Is it audible?
Yes. It was, yeah.
It was.
Okay.
I think you stopped it. Yes.
associated with creating advocacy offices is that citizens often develop expectations that exceed the powers actually granted to those offices. Here's a more natural flowing version of that section that reads like a legislative speech rather than a series of short points. Madam Speaker, one of my concerns with this legislation is the potential gap between what New Brunswickers may reasonably expect this office to accomplish and what the office will actually have the authority to do.
Okay.
One of the dangers.
So that's the end of the video. Did you catch it? Anybody just unmute and talk.
I didn't catch it.
Oh, okay. Let's go again.
We read the introduction of what AI said.
So this is a legislature, in the US. So I believe Bill Oliver, New Brunswick. Yeah. So let's see. Listen to it again.
One of the dangers associated with creating advocacy offices is that citizens often develop expectations that exceed the powers actually granted to those offices. Here's a more natural flowing version of that section that reads like a legislative speech rather than a series of short points. Madam Speaker, one of my concerns with this legislation is the potential gap between what New Brunswickers may reasonably expect this office to accomplish and what the office will actually have the authority to do.
Okay. You should got it by you should have gotten it by now. Anybody?
Is what?
Oh,
Yeah.
Antonina. Okay. Mr. Sam, please go ahead.
It sounds like he's reading different versions of the prompt. Looks like they gave the multiple prompts and he's reading out what the various versions are telling him he could say.
So probably some of his handlers. Go ahead, Mr. Frederick.
So I think it gave a prompt, a request for it to do something, and then the AI gave him an answer. And after the answer, it now gave like a more detailed explanation. So that part was not meant to be read. It's like, here is a more detailed explanation of what I've said earlier. But then the legislator was reading that piece of it, which he should not have read. So he just read everything, which was what gave it away. Yeah.
So the first thing is, most of these people use AI to prepare their speech now. Now, they use the AI to prepare the speech, but they did not cut out that part that AI is just making a comment on, the product. So we have to be careful when we do this. We have students among us. Students use AI to which is not in some classes don't allow AI. In some classes now, they want you to use AI, but teach you how to use it well. So when you use AI, you have to read in between the lines and cut out what should not be there. That is just the moral of the story. Right, I'm going to share. I want to share, let me see. I think I should share the whole screen so that, sorry, bear with me. Sometimes I find it difficult. So I want to quickly touch on some of the questions we asked earlier on. If you go to most of these tools, they have a place where you can turn on the memory or turn it off. Memory is how they customize the chart. Somebody was asking about the AI remembering what you've been talking with it about. If I ask this Gemini now, what do you know about me? It's going to go into its memory and tell me the things that it knows. So you go to settings, you'll probably be able to, I think it's going to be here for Gemini, personal intelligence. They move it around a lot. So you can see about you, daily brief, that this is memory. I can turn this off. If I turn it off, it is not going to be able to track our charts anymore. For it to remember. But apart from that, there is also a place where you can turn on temporary chart. This temporary chart if you turn it on, you see what it says here. Temporary chats don't appear in recent chats and are not used to improve Google AI. They are only stored for 72 hours for safety. So if you use temporary chat, you want to quickly work on something very sensitive and you don't want it to be stored in your chat history, and you don't want Google to use it to train their AI, at least we can take them by their own words. You can turn on the temporary chat. If you go to ChatGPT, you are going to see the same thing. Let me look for ChatGPT here. So this is ChatGPT. And on this page, they also have, yes, if you are on chat, you can see ChatGPT now has chat and ChatGPT work. So if you are on chat, you are able to turn on this temporary chat. And then you will work. It says this chat won't appear in history or be used to train our models. So we may keep a copy of this chat for up to 30 days. Gemini says 72 hours. ChatGPT says 30 days. So just know this. And then if you want to turn on or turn off memory, go to personalization in ChatGPT or go to settings. Go to settings. You'll be able to see, let's look for it. Storage, let me see. Okay, no, not storage. Security and login. Data controls. You know, they move things around, so you have to look for it. So the location, you can turn it on if you want ChatGPT to know your location. So I don't think I have a reason to do that. You can export your chat at some point if you want. Exporting chat is important if you want to move from tool to tools and you don't want to reintroduce yourself to the new tool that you want to use. You want to move from ChatGPT, for example, to Claude. You will have to start from the beginning and introduce yourself to Claude if you want it to really give you personalized responses. So instead of doing that, you can export your chat here and then go ahead and then import it in the other place. So ChatGPT also have a lot of things to turn on or turn off. Marketing measurements. If you want them to measure your whatever, turn it on, turn it off. I hope you also know that if you are using Google to Google search things now, there is AI mode that is able to track the things that you are chatting, that you are searching, and use it to personalize its response in Gemini. So if you don't want that to happen, you have to, turn off, privacy things that Google, they embed it in very hidden places. So you have to find out those and look. I'm going to, so that this does not take too much of our time, I'm going to probably find a way to look for all of these settings and, send it out to us so that we can enable or disable them. So in ChatGPT, you can see personalization, you can see memory, you can turn it off. If you turn off the memory, it can remember your chats. If you don't turn it off, at certain point in your chat, it's going to look for new information that needs to be stored in the memory. So for example, you move jobs, you change from one position to another. When you are chatting with it at some point, and you mention that, it's going to remember, you're going to pick that information and store it in the memory. And then you can also see the memory summary here. You can open it, you will see the things it knows about you, and you can delete, you can ask it to delete some things, you can ask it to add some things. So those are the things. Somebody was trying to ask a question, please put it in the chat or note it down. Yes. So that we don't take too much time and not be able to get into other things.
It was me. I was gonna say, chat, all of these AI tools are progressive. So like last year, those who were in the training, all of this personalization and all of these things were not on ChatGPT. So since it's a learning model, people are giving feedback, people are concerned about security. All of these questions you're asking now, people have asked them, and the developers are putting certain measures in place So that's why you will see they will tell you ChatGPT 5.0, ChatGPT 6. They are improving. So this information we are giving you will be a springboard for you. It's not the be all and end all. So this is just a springboard for you to go far and wide to do what you want to do. But always know that whatever you release in an electronic form, you have no control over it anymore. So be careful what you put there. Okay, I just wanted to throw that in about the progressiveness of ChatGPT and other tools.
Okay, thank you so much. So if you go to Copilot, you see the same thing. This temporary chat. And then if you go to settings, you see memory. This memory personalization, you can turn it off so that it doesn't, store anything in memory. And that doesn't mean it will not, use your data to train their model. If you turn off memory, you only turn it off so that ChatGPT doesn't remember who you are. And then you can also see something here. I think Google also has this, Microsoft usage data. So if you are using Bing and all of these to browse, they ask you if you want them to bring your data from that place into Copilot so that Copilot can understand you, connect those things, and understand your interest and use that to personalize responses to you. Sometimes that is very useful because that is what we call context engineering. We are going to mention it a lot today because whatever context you don't give the AI, you don't expect it to know. So, for example, if you hire a new intern in your place of work, and you're an employer, you hire a new intern, it is your duty to give the intern all the context they need about your company in order for them to function well. If you don't do that, you don't expect them to do some certain task well. So that is the essence of context. And this may be useful, but sometimes it may also be a privacy issue. So I'm going to stop from there. And I'm going to also quickly use that opportunity to talk about something that Sister Olivia touched on before she stopped talking on this slide. You can see there are standard LLMs, there are reasoning models. You have to know when to use these. The standard LLMs are the ones we had before. The ChatGPT was very fast. It will answer you everything sharp, even though, like it has been said, it's a predictive mechanism. But now they have reasoning models. What do reasoning models do? Do they think like human beings? They don't. But what they do is that after predicting what to tell you, they use a mental map to, think about all the possible answers that they can give you. And permutation and combination happens. They bounce those ideas. Okay, is this one good? Is this better? And all of that. All of those things happen. And if you want to understand this better, when we turn on a reasoning models and we ask a question, you will notice that there is what we call a chain of thought. The AI will be thinking out loud. Will be telling you, will be showing the thinking, what it is doing while thinking. And that is why when you are using reasoning models, you'll notice that answers are usually slow. So that is just by the way. Let's move on. We are soon going to have a break. So let's quickly continue. Now, in order to prompt, I want you to see prompting, just like Sister Olivia said, see prompting like instructions that you give a co-worker or a subordinate in a place of work. Two things that you need to pay attention to are the questions and the habit. These things are going to help you to draft a very good prompt. So this is a framework that we want to introduce to you about how to write good prompt. The first is, what exactly do you want the AI to do? Be specific and be clear. Then who is this thing for? Who is your audience? you are writing an email, what is the audience like? It doesn't mean you have to mention the name of the audience. Even if you mention the name, it doesn't understand who the person is, except if it's a public figure. Say you want to write a cold email to Elon Musk. Of course, ChatGPT knows who Elon Musk is because a public figure. And then it's going to help you you can research how Elon Musk would prefer to be addressed. He can research the kind of idiosyncrasies that it looks out for in cold emails when people send such to him, and then he can help you to craft that. And that is why it is also easy if you are doing online business. It is easy, or whatever kind of business you are doing, and you want to look for leads online, you want to look for your potential customers online. AI can help you research who they are. You are selling to maybe CEOs of small businesses, and then you can get those data online now. Everybody has LLC. If you have LLC, your information is in the public, and then they are able to find out, or you have a website and your name is there. The AI is able to research and find the name, the email address, maybe phone number as well of your potential clients and customers. And then it's also able to help you research their likes and dislikes, how you can address them so that they can. So all these things are audience. So, and they give context to AI to be able to give you, the most tailored response that you're looking for. And then other context. What else does it need to know? Think about that. And then the shape. Think of shape as the format that the response should be. Is it a table format? Is it 6 bullet point? Is it under 200 words? So you think about those. So what the 4 questions would buy you is, instead of getting a generic paragraph that could belong to any organization anywhere, it is going to tailor it to those details that you have provided. So the second thing that you have to note, apart from asking your question, is that the first answer should not necessarily be taken as a final answer. If it's a low-stake task, that's okay. But if you are trying to get something very significant from AI, you have to iterate. Read whatever has been given to you and then ask it to make some changes. Or you challenge it. You challenge what's weak about. You challenge it to find what is weak. I did something yesterday with Claude. I created a slide. In fact, this slide was created by Claude. And then I said, I gave it the context, what is supposed to put on the slide and all of that. But he added some things to it, which some of them are good, some of them are not. Then I asked it, can you find some of the AI slops that are on this slide? Then he give me a response about his own mistakes. And I said, okay, fix it. And then it fixed it. So you can challenge it with its own product. You produced something. I noticed there are a lot of things that are not human in this letter you have drafted. Can you spot them? They can probably spot it. And then if you ask it to critique its own work, you can do that as well. In fact, what I did after that is I now ask it to turn that exercise to a skill, so that when next is creating slide for me, it can look out for those slopes and take them out by itself. And you know what it did? In the process of creating that skill, it now tells me that it is difficult for it to police itself while doing the work. So you will prefer to first do the work and then deploy the critique angle to fish out those things. I think I should probably just share my screen and show you that do I? Okay, I don't think. Let me see. Okay, I think I will not be able. I may not be able to find it out because I have two Claude accounts. Maybe I'm not on the right account. So, but you get the gist. You can ask, challenge it, and you are going to practice it today. The more you practice, the more you learn to use it. And then you can redirect it. If you notice that this format is, you can ask it to give you in table format, write it in my voice. You give it an example of what your voice look like. You can tailor it. You can study patterns and tailor it to your voice. In fact, one of the angles in business, in marketing, online marketing that people do right now is look at the best marketers in the whole world right now, and go and copy some of their marketing copy online. Maybe their ads, you can access some of those ads, Facebook ads. There is library, Facebook ad library. You can go there, get ads that are being run by competitors, your competitors, collect them, bring them to AI, and ask it to create your own ad in following the pattern of those good ones. Can create that. So that is an angle to, marketing, sales that people are really doing right now. I'm going to stop very soon, and then we would treat some questions, because I know that, but you have to restrict your questions to, what we are dealing with right now, so that we don't get into the future slides. So let's go back to the task that we did when we started. So the task that you did, you are going to rewrite your prompt based on the framework that we have used now. And then you will run it. And then you add a follow-up. Then you compare the response that you get through that process. We are going to do this we are supposed to do it for 10 minutes, but I believe we can do it for 5 minutes. So I'm going to go back to the framework slide so that you all can see it while you are rewriting your prompt. So this is it. So follow this framework. And do we understand the task, everybody? Do we understand the task?
Yeah, just a brief summary.
Can you remind us?
Okay, so you did a task at the beginning where maybe you asked ChatGPT to write an email for you, to draft a letter, to do whatever. So I want you to rewrite that prompt now. That instruction that you give AI with the same task. We want to compare the results. So that's the summary. Use this framework. Job, what exactly do you want it to do? Audience, who is it for? Context, what's the occasion? The constraints, what does that person already know? The audience that you are writing for, what do they already know? Okay, and then what format do you want it? An email, if it's an email, how many paragraphs? A table, 6 bullet points, under 200 words, 3 options to pick from. You can ask for 3 multiple options to pick from. So just after this, we are going to go on break, and we can quickly answer some questions before we go.
Do we have to download the apps now?
You can use it on the web. You don't need to download. Just chatgpt.com or gemini.google.com or copilot.microsoft.com. Just use any of them. I will just invite maybe 2-3 people to share what is different between their first response and the second one.
Hello, could you please leave the instructions on?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. There's it. The instruction is in slide here. Go back to your task. Write it again properly. Use job, audience, context, shape, and then run it.
One of the before who have never done this before, so I need help.
Okay. Ask what do you need help with?
No. What are we doing? I mean, what am I supposed to download? I have
Okay.
ChatGPT.
You have ChatGPT on. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate.
I have it on my cell phone. I
Okay.
cannot take this off on my iPad.
That's okay. Do you have a task that you want to use, or you want to use an example I have here?
Okay, let me give you an example. I need to respond to the city about charge they sent me. So I want to.
Okay. So use this framework now. Job, what do you want it to write? Respond to the city for a charge that
but
they gave
Moses,
you.
please, can you put it on slide mode? It's kind of small.
Small, okay.
Thank you.
So you want to give it the job. Explain what the job. And sorry, before you do it, one thing you can also do is you can talk to it. You can talk to it instead of typing to it. I have it on my phone already, so I'm going to show you. This is my ChatGPT. And if you look, you'll see a microphone icon. So I can turn it on. I can click on the microphone icon, and then I can talk to it what I want it to do. So, but in talking, whether you're talking or you are typing, you want to state what the job is. What's the audience? In your case, the audience is the city, right? And then what's the context? The context is they give you a fine for something, or the charge.
Yeah. Like for snow removal and
yeah, so
which was not properly done.
Explain everything like that.
Okay.
And then what shape do you want the letter to be, the email to be? I want it to just be short, concise, but detailed.
That's right.
And I want you to give me 3 different versions that I can choose from.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and do it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I can use the voice too.
You can use the voice, you can use the typing.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
The city charged me for snow and a few things I want to reply to defend myself. I have the letter on my email.
I've gotten mine.
Great. So tell us, how does it differ from the first response you got?
I said I need if there is vacancy for warehouse in your organization. So give me 3 versions of he said version 1, formal and traditional. Perfect for submitting through an official jobs email address or an online. So it's just telling me what I should have done. Dear hiring team, I'm writing to inquire about open warehouse associate position within your organization. With a strong work ethic and a commitment to safety and efficiency, I am eager to contribute to your team. Please let me know if there are current vacancies or if I may submit my resume for future consideration. Thank you for your time. Then
That's good. Wait. Now, I will tell you something is wrong with that, the prompt you gave it, and then because of that, something is wrong with the response. Does it have your resume?
No.
Yeah, but you know that if you now give it your resume, it is going to tailor that letter better because that's an added context that it need to know about you. So for now, if you send that letter to me as the employer, potential employer, you should tell me more about you, right? You just say, okay, you have good work.
He already mentioned that if I may submit my resume for future consideration.
That is good. But if you're introducing yourself to somebody, first
you said we
contact.
should be brief. You said we should be brief. So that I know I've used that for my resume before.
Okay,
I've used it
great.
for my resume, and I know.
Yeah, I'm just saying for the benefit of others because
right.
I like the way you read it out. Now, it helps us to have a context. So if you need to give it, for example, Sister Ngozi, if you need to give it even what the you say the fine or whatever, the content of
the city.
that letter, the content of the letter the city sent to you, without compromising anything. If you think it's going to compromise, any details, you don't need to give it. But you can share a portion of that will give enough context. The important thing is context. Okay, Mr. Gottfried.
Yeah. So I said the first version they gave me is thank you for giving your Saturday morning to help clean the church. Your hard work made a real difference, and we are grateful for each of you. God bless you. And then you put your name. The second version is thank you for volunteering to clean the church on Saturday. You showed
Thank
great
you for the
care.
answers.
You showed great care and teamwork, and the church looks better because of you. We appreciate your willingness to serve. And then the last one is a big thank you for spending your Saturday morning cleaning the church. Your efforts and positive spirit bless our church family. We are proud of you and grateful for your service in Christ. And then your name.
If you did not ask it for 3 versions, it's going to give you only one. But now you have options to choose from. Then secondly, I'm not sure if you did the task when we first opened without the prompt framework.
Yeah, I did that one.
Okay, let's hear that.
Okay, let me get that one for you. Okay, so dear volunteers, thank you so much for giving up your Saturday morning to help clean our church. Your hard work and cheerful spirit made a real difference, and the building looks brighter and more welcoming because of you. We are truly grateful for each of you,
That's the best.
your willingness to serve, and the care you put into every task, and the way you worked together as a team. Moments like these strengthen our church family and reminds us how much can be accomplished when we join hands in service. Please know that your contribution is deeply appreciated. May God bless you for the time and energy you so generously shared. With sincere thanks.
Okay. So my comment on that is, I don't know what the prompt you gave in the first instance, but
I can read that. It said draft a letter of thanks to 8 volunteers for working on Saturday morning to clean up the church.
Yeah. So from that, you see that you did not constrain it as to the length of the draft.
Yes.
And because of that, it's a very long one.
Yeah.
So, but when we constrain it to the length that we want, it gave more concise one. And then you can tweak it the way you want. So the essence of this practice is just to show you that the instruction you give matters a lot. When we get to the point that we are doing bigger stuffs, you will understand a little bit better. To close on this prompting session, what I would say is that if you are not sure, okay, Olanle, go ahead, please.
Yes, what I read now, I just wanted to do something on the phone and it went off. So if I have done that before and I still want to get more of the information, how do I retrieve it?
What went off?
The answers they gave me, the generated.
Okay. What you do? Are you using ChatGPT or?
I'm using AI mode.
Oh, AI mode. No, AI mode is not meant to save a chat history. It's just a Google search. Just like the same way you search. It's going to start somewhere, but I've not used it to the point that
I'm using my phone, so I don't know that Shapti or whatever.
No, the chat history, it doesn't store chat history. If you create an account, if you open an account with Gemini, you'll be able to do that. You can see my chat history, recent chat history here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, at times Gemini will ask me something. I don't know. It just pop up.
Yeah, it does that. I mean, if you have a Google account, you are in their covers already. So they're able to track you down anywhere. Now, I also want to quickly mention that if you are doing whatever you are doing, how to determine which of these chatbots to use. You'll notice that Gemini is owned by Google, and Google owns Google Search. They own YouTube. They own Gmail. They own Google Drive. They own a lot of things. So if you'll notice that if you want to do a research, if you do it on Google, on Gemini, it's going to be very fast because because Google give access of Google search to Gemini. They give access of YouTube to Gemini in a way that other LLMs don't have because of that's their own trade secret. And then you also notice that if you go into Google Sheet, you are going to see AI there. You are going to see Gemini there. Ask Gemini. If you go into Google Doc, you are going to see Gemini. If you go into Slide, you are going to see Gemini. In fact, I noticed today that you can now convert your slide to video from Google Slide. You can use their image generation system to generate image for your slide. So that is the ecosystem. If you belong to that ecosystem, in fact, when I subscribe to Gemini Pro, I realized that they give me YouTube Premium. So I can now watch YouTube with less ad. So that is their own, the advantage of, using their LLM. But if you also use, if you do things on a lot of research on Twitter, that's X, you will want to use Grok because Grok has unlimited access to things that are going on